I have a problem in my world. Whenever I decorate a build, I love to just slap down piles of hay. But whenever I need wheat, I have to go to my wheat field, which you would think is normal. However, this thing is supposed to be for aesthetics, not efficiency. Gotta mine it all out myself, slap back down the seeds, and then I hardly have any stinking wheat by the end of it. So today, we are going to build an automatic wheat farm. I mean, I'm still gonna have to, like, replace the seeds by hands because I still want the aesthetics of a big wheat field and not just, like, a little tiny one that you bone. Whatever, let's just get started on the plan for this build. I also just found out that I could do this. What is Little Blood doing? I want to slap an arch over this river where the wheat farm and all the fun little buildings are gonna go. So step one of that is arch, which you can probably guess is going to take a lot of dirt, grass, and stone, which if we're lucky, we might just have enough of everything. And looking promising. Okay, that's not normal stone. I'm just the most unlucky person in the world, what can I say? Oh, it's because I didn't mine it, so it's entirely my fault. Nothing to do with luck. Shut up. Let's just hit up a mine, okay? Well, this one should actually be pretty easy. I don't gotta go searching for a material. Stone kind of just be everywhere in the mines. Let me just grab a little bit of this. Nice. I don't know if you could tell by the time lapse, but I did that in the most sporadic way possibly. To be fair, not my fault. I apparently hit the material jackpot because I was hitting something other than stone just about every block along the way. Again, unluckiest guy. Please feel bad for me, guys. But enough of this pity party. Let's go ahead and check out the other materials we need for this arch. Let me just grab a little bit of this. And don't forget the grass. Wow, we're actually done with everything we need for the arch. I think that was the quickest I have ever collected materials for a part of my build. Shout out past me for getting that stone and grass. GL future me because I basically took out the whole stock. And before I slap this in, may I just remind you all, I am not a terraformer. I really didn't have to say that because it will become apparent soon. Trust me, the rest of the build's gonna look dope. Excuse me. The arch might look a little silly. Just a little. Ignore that. Tee tee. But enough of me trying to justify myself. Let's go ahead and build this thing. Well, I got the legs in. Nice and sturdy base. I'm not exactly sure how this would work structurally, but I did visit the arches in Utah once, so I basically know everything about natural arches. And I've constructed this one perfectly. So let's go ahead and finish off the connection bit and get this whole top place thickened up. The arch is in. To be honest, from far away to the point where you're like squinting to see it, it doesn't look that bad. But as you come closer, it's like, that's a weird curve for an arch, and it's a little flat. But enough of worrying about that. Let's move on to the second step, which is going to be the actual redstone of this thing, which I will admit is perhaps, oh my god, I took quite the fall. But I will admit that the redstone is a little scuffed, and that is mainly because I planned it myself. I'm calling it an automatic farm, and really what I want that to mean is I click one button and all the water comes out to the wheat fields. But instead of talking about it, it's going to be a lot easier to just show you guys. So let's go ahead and go back to my storage system so I can collect what I need. Wow, okay, this one is even less than my flower farm. We are degressing in ingenuity, but we're progressing on, yeah. All right, let's build this thing. Really, all we need is bing bong dispensers, toss some water buckets in here, and slap some redstone under here. Oh, really just slid that right in there. But town, bing bong, and water go. Epic. So that's pretty simple. The real brainlet part is trying to connect this all under one button. And to do so, I basically just need to bring the redstone signal down with just a nice, simple redstone tower. You know that redstone book that you would see at, like, the Scholastic Book Fair? I never even read that, so I just don't get this stuff. But all we gotta do is add in this line. Can you stop? Yeah, your arrow's looking a little limp, buddy. Toss in some repeaters because the pulse probably can't go that far. I don't know. I'm not gonna measure it. It'll work. And just like that, at the click of a button, both sides. Okay, I totally forgot redstone no work like that. Pulls do go to block, but you need a repeater to actually send it through. And then hit the button. Yerp, look at that water. Just imagine crop there. It goes zoop, 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 zoop. Now all we gotta do is repeat it on the other side, and we are good to go. Now that we got this side in, all we gotta do is send a signal from over there to over here. Nice. Now if we just hit this, might be a little broken. We're just gonna pretend that it worked. And then with some magical editing, it'll be like cut, and then we'll be on to the next part, and you won't even know. Just pretend all the dispensers work. Let's move on to the next part, which is adding the secret water along these edges so that when I till the ground, it'll actually stay nice and hydrated. And this should be the final buckets. Wee, 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 yippee. I really did mean to just like wee that whole way, but then the first one really came out strained. So we're all gonna forget that that happened and move on. Let's test it out. Wowie! Did not expect them to bounce that high. But so that this can actually go somewhere, let's go ahead and add in the flooring here. We got the platform in, nothing special. The floor is dirt because it's gonna be more like a barn vibe. We gotta get nice and dirty. But I was thinking I should probably go ahead and add in the wheat so that it can grow on up while we're sitting here. But to do so, I'm gonna need like 10 stacks of seeds, and I don't even know if I have that. One of the easiest items to get in the game. Might not have 10 stacks of it because typically I throw them away. Okay, update, I have 0 seeds. I tossed them all. But like I said, easiest item to get in the game, so I don't know what I'm whining about. I could probably harvest this one time and have all the seeds I need. If I just break the first layer alone, I got a whopping 4.5 stacks of seeds. So let's just get rid of this, replant them. See, this is a good representation of what I don't want to do. Now it's ruining the vibe. Look at this. Ugh, yuck. Oh, and then I stamp on it sometimes on accident. So let's go ahead and grab these seeds and then get back to the farm. Well, I got a whole bunch of seeds. Let me just... Sorry, I was storing them in my tummy. Me when I have a suspiciously wheat field amount worth of seed tummy. Yep, nice bit me. Let's go ahead and fill up these fields. Yeah, we got wheat. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Genuine flustered reaction, not a bit. But basically, I put in enough wheat fields so that every time I harvest, I can get a stack of hay, which is epic. Because wheat is only really good for one thing, and it's hay because you build with it. But on the topic of a building, we gotta build a little build right here. So let's go ahead and finish gathering up all the materials I'm gonna need, which is actually pretty simple. The main thing that I need is stripped oak log, but you guys kind of get the tree TNT bit, huh? You've seen a couple videos. If you haven't watched it, you will see this bit, I promise you. You don't need the boom 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 again. Got all my wood. Honestly, it is so inconvenient stripping it while I build. I'm just gonna build a massive tower into the sky and then break it all down again. With the good old help of my friend F3T, so that it holds my right click by itself. Yeah, I love doing no work. I've got 0 hands on my keyboard right now. My water bottle is holding down my spacebar. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this up, and then we're going to build the frame of the barn. Yup, looking like an outline. However, this one's got some wacky parts to it. What's this little box, eh? We got like a circle over here? Oh, we got some wood just sticking out randomly? What's all that for? Well, instead of my standard building, I am going to be adding a windmill and a little motor right here. I'm gonna go for an industrial vibe kind of thing. This farm needs the aesthetic of being functional while not actually doing anything. So let's go ahead and quickly grab a bunch of the other stuff we're gonna need to do this. And... oh, I'm out of wood. Well, this is awkward. 1 second. And we are donezo with the material collecting. I really thought getting all these grindstones was gonna be a little more difficult, but pretty simple recipe. So let's head back to our barn and finish up the walls. Nice, this is a pretty light build. I don't think I've ever used the stripped oak wood before, so that's fun and wacky. But let's waste no time and go ahead and move on to the roof. Check it, looking good. This is a little embarrassing. I may have said I was done collecting materials, however, I did not actually have enough honeycomb. Most of my bees had bottles, not shears. Yikes, a tug's collar. So we're just gonna ignore the gaping holes in this roof, pretend it's full, okay, and we're just gonna move right on over to our windmill and our gear. Please allow me to distract you with my other builds. Thank you. The big details are in. I'm sure you're wondering what this hanging chain is doing here. Oh, something's gonna connect to it? Perhaps? But you'll just have to hold your horses on that one. I am going to finish up the little tiny... Oh, Jesus. Holy. Went a little crazy on my rockets there. Oopsies. But I want to finish the tiny baby details on the barn. So now that this is out of the way, we can go ahead and move on to the interior, which is gonna be pretty basic. We still have this hole that the items come out of, so we're just gonna connect that up here to a chest. Let's get into this interior, baby. So like I said, pretty simple design. I know this kind of is a mess, but I needed to hide the water elevators. So just allow this abomination on your eyes. It needs to be there. And I also think from building all of this, our wheat field is for the most part done. Maybe a little too green. But let's go ahead and give it a test run. And we're getting a lot of seeds. Wow. This would have been great like 5 minutes ago when I was planting these. Okay, maybe I was a little off on how much of the wheat wasn't fully grown because I did not get that much. But I did the math, okay? I know I've done math wrong previously in videos. But this is 12 7x7 plots of land, which should give me more than enough. So maybe I shouldn't have busted out the old collection system that early. Oopsies. But besides all that, it is working well. So let's get back to what I was talking about earlier. Down here, I want this to be holding up a whole nother house. Because yeah, I mean, it looks nice, but just doing this would be lame. It's a little bit of spice. So let's go ahead and add that in. And we finished up that bad boy as well. I mean, kind of. We're running into the same issue here. What if you want to build roof with honeycomb, but honeycomb say no? Tough out here for real, for real. I'm kind of over this though. I think I'm just gonna go AFK at my bee farm. Maybe like go outside in real life or something. Yeah, probably not. So I went ahead and put in the honeycombs because I am such a sweetie pie. And finally, what I want to add is kind of like a gear thing that moves supplies, just to add a little bit of interest, because where we're standing right now is kind of just house and house. Not that this is bad though, it's pretty cool. Compliment me, please. Let's go ahead and add this final bit in. Now this is huge. I'm gonna do a little behind the scenes reveal. I've been on vacation the last 2 weeks and I didn't finish this build before I left, and now I'm back, and honestly I kind of just like forgot everything. So build done, smile. Nice little gear system was whoop, and then it carried my stuff for me. Very epic. My wheat still not fully grown, so no, you're not gonna see it in its full function, okay? Just believe me that the wheat collects. This is like the most basic wheat farm in the world. I could have done this on like day 2. But anyways, now that the wheat farm is done, so is this video. Like, subscribe, see ya, bye bye.